I'm curious. What does it mean to you personally? That draft class you were a part of was such a special group. So many really good players. Trey and Luka get a lot of attention. What's it like? What does it mean to you to be the one that's at this stage first?
All respects to Luka and Trey. They're great players. But I mean, personally, as a player, this means a lot. It shows where all the hard work and dedication leads up to, and what it really means. Shows that consistency is something that you need to have in your personnel, and just knowing the type of willpower you need to be at this type of stage.
Do you keep tabs on those guys and other guys from that draft class? Is that something that obviously you're not paying attention right now, but like over the course of your career?
I mean, it's hard to not to keep tabs when they're showing everywhere around the world. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, of course. Everybody knows about Luka Magic and Ice Trey. That's period. Them dudes really took over their franchises, and they doing what they do best.
Go to Eric with the next question. Go ahead.
Hey, next to Dan over here. For you, I'm curious. The Bucks are switching defensively. To get a switch, you need to set a screen. What have you kind of learned over the years as a screener? Like, has playing with Chris helped you learn some of the intricacies of it, or have you always felt like you're a good screener? I'm just curious about screening in general.
No, I think I just became a legit screener when C got here. Like I said, the first thing he really taught me that I'm going to need in my career for a while is learning angles. Learning how to get people open, learn how to get open, learn how to set the screen with the person going over or under. I really learned when teams, I think in the Clippers series, when they were switching, I really learned how to really get under the player that's switching and really seal them off to get that good mismatch on either C or me. And, I just carried it with me. And, a guy like Drew Holiday, who's really an on-ball screener, it's tough to really get him, but, just setting a good solid screen just to get him and get C or book free is good enough.
I'm curious then, the second part of that is then sealing PJ Tucker or whoever it may be. What have you kind of learned about that? Because I know last night you got the high-low look a couple times on that.
Yeah, it's most definitely. I can seal as well, but, I think once they throw it down there, it's going to be a lot of corral around me, and it's going to be too much. It's going to be hectic down there. But, we've learned to encounter it when teams try to front me, so I just allow them to front me, and we play off it and read what we do best.
Go to Olivia on Zoom for a couple of questions. Go ahead, please.
Next up is Cam Cox with 12 News, followed by Chris Herring.
Hey, DA, hope all is well. Just curious, what's this finals run or this playoff run been like, being a dad?
I think Doc came into that room last night after the game, and he asked me how's my body feeling. I said, I actually feel pretty well. I said, you could imagine a couple years ago how I kept getting hurt, and he's just telling me it's probably that dad power. And, it's probably true, because there's some things I surprise myself with, the type of mental stamina I have, and, me seeing growth in my maturity. I guess it is.
Next up is going to be Chris Herring with Sports Illustrated, followed by Jose Romero.
Deandre, I wanted to ask you, kind of piggybacking off the question about screening and kind of how it's different to screen for Chris. One of the things that just fascinates me about his game, and he's always kind of been like this, he comes out kind of one way in the first three quarters, where it seems like he's trying to get you all in a really solid rhythm, and then he kind of can try to take over the game a little bit and try to look more for his own shot in the fourth quarters. Is there anything for you that changes with kind of his aggression level and how it changes your role? And what do you guys see as his teammate in terms of the way that he kind of gets way more aggressive in either the third or the fourth quarter of the second half?
Well, C always gets everybody involved and get us going in rhythm. But, he starts to see how teams try to adjust and counter what we throw at them when it comes to our pick and roll. He tries to, at least let me know what the dude is doing on ball or what my man is calling, either a switch, they're down in the pick and roll, and I try to adjust my angles on him to free him up. And, it opens up the floor. But, coming into them quarters, we know when he's really hot, when he gets to his spots and, he's in rhythm and, he's going to pass. He's the point guard. He's going to see if he can slip in passes here and there while he's in rhythm. But, we know when he's taking over the game most of the time when it comes to late stretches in the game and the pick and roll.
We have time for 3 more. Next up is Jose Romero with the Arizona Republic, followed by Martenzi Johnson.
Hey, DA, man. How is it that your team is so good at, getting quality production off guys, who maybe haven't produced as much during the season? Guys are coming off the bench, guys who haven't scored as much or just making big offensive contributions. How are you guys become so good at that in the playoffs?
Mainly because we respect each other. We know how hard we work. The second unit, first unit, don't matter. Last dude on the bench, off the bench. Everybody has the same worth ethic. Everybody have to bring it coming into practice. Everybody have to, come in early, get some work done. Everybody has to touch the ball, push shots up, do something. And that's why we're so consistent in what we do now. There's never really no laggers or anybody. Everybody picks it up and everybody's on each other. So, it leads to the game when you put in work.
Next up is Martenzi Johnson from the Undefeated, followed by Cody Cunningham.
Hi, Deandre. I was wondering, you're one of 7 players in this series who is either from Africa or, like yourself, have a parent that's from there. For you, what does it mean to, on this stage, represent either the entire continent or Nigeria in particular?
Well, it means a lot. I don't really know much on that side, but I know as a whole continent, there's a lot of people there, and I just want to just be grateful and honored by my parents for even just putting me in this world to be in the position I'm in to represent everybody, and hopefully growing up, me and my son could just learn about that ethnicity one day.
The last question is with Cody Cunningham from Suns.com.
Hey, DA. Both Chris and Book have talked about some of the tough conversations they've had with you throughout the season. Is there any specific moment you can remember where they said something to you, whether during a game or at practice, and it just clicked for you and you were able to, apply it immediately? Is there any specific moment you can think of?
Probably every day. They got to tell me something every day to click. I mean, seeing Book always got something to say in a good way, just to get me going. It's really hard to really think about what they say that really click. I can just say they keep a consistent thing where, they're always giving me constructive criticism and I take the best of it.
One more question
Thanks.
from the room,
I'm
third
sorry.
side on the back.
Hey, Deandre. How's your day going so far?
Cameo, my day is going amazing. Finally got a practice day where I could, just take care of my body and get ready for game 2.
And second part of that question, how's Baby Dre doing?
Baby Dre is amazing. He's amazing, growing fast.
Thank you. That's it. We're all done. All good.
Thank you, guys.